Hello and welcome to Minnesota Comic Authority. Um, Welcome to my very first episode where I am reviewing Pandemic by Richard C. Meyer and Renzo Rodriguez. This is Richard Meyer's very first, not very first, latest book that he has released, or that at least has come into my possession. Um, what better way to start a review channel than with a Richard C. Meyer book? And what better way to start a review with a Richard C. Meyer book than what I just did, which was forget to hit record and talk about this for 10 minutes. So this is the second time I'm making this. So it's going to feel a little weird for me to say all of this again. But anyway, I really cut to the punchline. I really enjoyed this book. I thought the storytelling was really fun and very fast paced. It was a page turner. I found myself getting excited to turn the page to find out what happens next to Clarissa, the main character of the story. But there are a few things that I do want to talk about with it in terms of art and storytelling. So, um, first off, like these first couple pages, we've seen them before. If you went to the Indiegogo, these were the pages that he had on display like right away, um, and they're cool. I like the art. I One thing I like is yeah, I think something that Richard C. Meyer hits on a lot, where it's do the characters in the story can you differentiate them from one another? And all of these characters look unique. I mean, in some ways it's very obvious, like the color of their skin. But there's mostly white dudes in this room. They look different. The two black guys, they're drawn differently. They have different features. It's not just like some copy and paste illustration. Um, Thought was put into these character designs, and so way to go, Renzo. Um, Something that really stood out sometimes, um, and I'm no artist, so perhaps I'm interpreting this incorrectly, but it seemed like the perspective was off sometimes. Namely, there's moments like this where she's standing right there in the corner office. Something seems off about this. I don't I don't have like the artistic language to describe it, but to me, that perspective seems a little funky. And there's a lot of moments like that where, with intersecting planes or planes that, I'm trying to use like art words, but I don't know them. But anyway, like where these different planes don't seem to be drawn from the same perspective. Um, and I don't know. It's just like that's my biggest complaint with this is that those things do stand out and they show up. Um, every other page, there's usually something that kind of jumps out to me. And I feel like that's kind of a fair criticism, especially for a book that um, uh, Richard Meyer is putting out. Because he's like, you know, a lot of how I notice and criticize comics is informed by what I've learned on his channel. And things like that jump out to me. And I know they jumped out to him. So he's uh, he's trying to put this out quick. I get that. It's his first floppy. He's trying to do commentary on something that's happening right now. And by the way, the commentary is successful. I think he does it in a really cool way. Um, but I think those things could have been fixed. If you look at the due date, the fulfillment date, like you missed it, right? And it's like I'm not hating on you for that. I'm just saying like it you went past that fulfillment date. You know, bump it a little bit more if it's gonna make the art better. It's a visual medium, to quote Richard Meyer. Anyway, but aside from that, I enjoyed the art. Like I said, the way the characters are drawn is really cool. The action is nice, and um, getting into the story, it is very fast paced. I think like these first 5 pages are about the slowest it is. There's like one moment of respite that the main character gets, but that's about it. And then it's on again. I did wanna compare it a little bit with this being his very first floppy. Um, to like here's the latest Aquaman, which was garbage. It was not good. It's not often that I don't finish a comic. This is one that I did not finish. Um, anyway, it's when I compare it to this, like I have, um, you know, it's 22 pages. This book is thinner because this book isn't riddled with ads. Um, this book, it reads a lot faster because it's a fast-paced story. You're not being held down by just loads of dialogue. The story is being communicated quickly, but it is a satisfying story. I don't feel cheated because it took me, 10 minutes to read. But when you're reading a story, one of the worst things is like this: you come to a double page ad. Oh, and then you have one page of story, and then you get another ad, and then okay, they're gonna really spoil us. They give us 4 pages, and then another double page ad. It's ridiculous, and it stalls the story. With this, it's just like I said before I cracked it open. It's nonstop. It just keeps going. It was really a lot of fun. Um, the structure of the story I think was really good. There was, like I said, like just before this page, she gets a little bit of a respite, but it is very short lived before she has to like kick it into high gear again. Um, so I turned to this page because this is my other comment or criticism, I should say. Um, so she's riding her moped, um, which I like. I like that she has a moped, and it's not like she stole somebody's moped. Uh, it is her moped. Like that is her. The way that she gets around is on a moped. Um, like I like that. It supports the fact that this character is hard up. You know, we know that she's in the those offices she's in because she's stealing stuff that she can sell. So I like details like that. That's a thoughtful detail to include. But there's stuff like this where she's cruising in. You can see the trajectory of her bike. You can see that the tail is kicking out from behind. There's stuff falling off the shelf. She's slipping, and her word bubble is shit. Floor slippery. Um, with like with comics, there is uh, you want the writing and the art to support one another. And to me, that's just, it's redundant. And there's a few other examples of that sort of hand holding as far as like the writing just reinforcing what we're being told visually. And I don't know if that was added in later or if that was part of the script, but to me it seems a waste of dialogue. I think that it could have been better spent. I mean, in this one, this spread of pages is light on the dialogue in general. So, as far as constructive criticism, I don't know what would have been a better thing to say. But I do know that like things like that, where she's just describing what is evident on the page, um, I think is just a little lame, I guess. Um, oh, you know what? There's something I gotta here. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm trying to I want to be respectful of his work. Um, there was here we go. It's on the very first page. Something about this irritates me. This is personal preference, but whenever artists take um, an actual image and try to fit it into the illustration, it never works. Just draw a shitty $100 bill, and it will look better than that sort of like photoshopped thing. Um, but anyway, it is. I really enjoyed the story. I hope that he follows up in it. He has 2 ads, 2 house ads. One for "Do as You're Told," the Ballad of No, which presumably is on its way to my house right now, and I hope that it arrives very soon. Um, I hope that this story is continued down the line. I really did enjoy it, and I think this is like a world worth exploring. So I'm very excited about it, and I hope he just keeps going at it. Now here's this: 3 changes were made to the line art. Can you spot them? And I did spot them because I'm a genius. Uh, you got, I think it's the eyebrows, right? She's less surprised. Then was that like an AK, and that's an M16, and now it's like a Beretta and a Glock or something. I don't know. But those are the 3 changes. So yeah, if you haven't supported it, I would say go and buy this. It's more expensive than this, but it's a hell of a lot more entertaining than this. So with that, thanks for watching.